What is this? Like KvK1 pass rally? This is going to be the video that's going to show you one of the craziest pass rallies I think we've ever seen. We were buffing this rally. It lasted like 20, 25 minutes. KvK1? Huh? We're going to go through it all. We're also going to talk about the KvK in 4028 on my restart. I'm going to go through all my marches, what they did, show you what a whale level player, not Kraken, but whale level player does in KvK1. So stick around. We're going to have some fun showing you all the results of the craziest pass rally I've seen in the KvK1 and all my results from my marches right now. Hey everybody, it's your boy War Daddy Chansky, and if you enjoy these types of videos, I love doing them. I do videos all the time. Throw a like on here. Helps out the channel, helps out the video a ton. Also, if you're not subscribed, consider doing so. You can hit that subscribe button, and you can hit that bell if you want to get alerts when I do content like this. Well, we're in 4028. Let me set the stage real quick, okay? We're in my restart. Now, I'm outside the gates here doing these runes, but this is Kingsland. We had to take a 1v3 because 4028, that's where my restart is. I've been doing a ton of content on it. You guys have seen me fight on it. We went with a 1v3. We had to against 4025, against 4026, and against 4027. This is our KvK. Of course, you can see we've got the little Rising Kingdom moniker here because we've got some dudes and some gals that are crushing this thing. Well organized. We're looking to have a great KvK2, but we're clearing out a lot of areas as now we're doing zone invasions up in zone 6. And when we were doing this, we had to get this pass right here. Well, 4025, which is probably the most formidable opponent in the KvK, was wanting to keep the pass. And since we hadn't fought much in the KvK, to be real with you, we decided to go rally this thing, and they were going to garrison it. So look at this thing go. It was crazy. So, of course, we're running this rally from Val, okay? And I know it's spelled Volth, but it's actually Val. Val is running this rally, and he's running it with his Thutmose YSG. Of course, he's got all that stuff just critted out, and things look really, really good on his gear. I don't know if he necessarily has any crits, but he's got a full Dragon's Breath set. We'll go into his gear here in a second, and it is really, really interesting to see how this works. We were doing this so much that I literally started doing buffing with this rally. Like you're going to see here, I'm buffing it because I'm in a different alliance, and I'm hitting Val's Mulan and Val's Martel. He's got Joan and Mulan buffs going on his rally. Like, we're doing all this crazy stuff. Like, people who are new to the game are like in our kingdom. They're like, what are y'all doing? Like, they've never seen this stuff, guys. They've never seen some of the stuff you do at the SOC level and the Imperium level. And that's what we're doing. We are buffing this rally. They've got some really formidable garrisons and formidable players. And 4025 decided they're going to dump a bunch of troops in this thing, and we're going to cook it. So we kept rallying it. Eventually, they ran out of troops. Obviously, we could keep it up forever because we had plenty of troops and plenty of archers ready to go. So here we are running a Thutmose YSG rally. We're doing crazy numbers at the KvK1 level. Now, you got to remember, in KvK1, these passes, all right, these passes are a little bit different. The structure is 2 million cap troops. So it's like a flag in SOC. All right. Passes are different in KvK1. They're not as big. It's not 3 million cap. So some of the white numbers that we see on these videos is pretty or some of the red numbers, I should say, that we see on these videos is pretty crazy. When we're firing off YSG, 59,000. Like, that's a lot. Like, we were running that up to 70,000 sometimes. And so you could see where marches are coming out. You got all these players that don't know what they're really doing. They come out of the pass, they get melted by AoE. We had some of our players who didn't know what they were doing. They were walking by the pass, getting melted with a Martel YSG AoE, and we cooked this thing. So from there, let's look at the report real quick. This is one of the ones I put in the favorites. Look at this thing. And look how much value we're getting out of people just walking in the AoE. We also took a couple of counter rallies, but here's the report, okay? Nearly trading 2-to-1. Just crazy stuff. You go look at the troop buffs, and for infantry, obviously tons of infantry defense. Like, they can probably use a little bit more attack there, but you've already got some base health. People are already doing iconics on their gear, and you got some all damage buffs. You got all kinds of different things going on here. And when you look at this AoE, look what it's doing. Oh my gosh. I think this guy decided that Dez tried to swarm it. You got Brat Cody just taking crazy sevs from the AoE. And it's nonstop. It just goes forever. Here was the other side of the rally. There were two sides to it, okay? And they had switched garrison captains. I don't think they meant to run this from Consequences. They actually ran something else that I'll show you from Consequences. But this gives you a serious identification of what this thing looks like when it comes to the overall trade of this thing. We ran this thing for a while, And so more AoE value down here. Let's see here. We'll keep flipping through here and looking. I think there might have been one more garrison swap. Was there? I don't know. This thing just keeps going forever. Look at all this. These poor guys. Oh my God. I hope nobody had their hospital full in 4025. Holy. But this was a ton of fun to do. Not that one. Oh, wait a minute. That was it. Was it? I guess not. Oh, that was the counter rally. Hey, yo, counter rally getting cooked by the rally. Oh, Jade. Just crazy what this thing did. So let me kind of show you here, because I think this was sent to me. Val sent this to me. He had 10% attack buff and a 10% health rune. And here's his setup. Now in KvK1, you can't get more than like 4 iconic crystals unless you do a whole bunch of Vanquisher quests, right? But he's looking good with 4 iconic crystals. He doesn't have anything crit. He's running the silent trial here. He's got obviously the whole 6-piece Dragon's Breath, which is going to help that archer health and help the skill damage on the set pieces. So that's what he was running. Okay. Let me show you over here what we were running against. Now, this is from Cuba's mic. You guys have seen me use this a lot of times, but one of the cool benefits from it is that you can actually see the gear and what the garrison was actually doing. And you can see that right here. Of course, in this particular trade with Consequences, the trade wasn't as severe as 2-to-1. All right. But there were other ones in here. I think I had a couple more in here that were, let's see. You had Ty Jade, not this one. That was the counter rally. That was the counter rally. And then I think we might have had, yeah, this one obviously was the main one. But you can see, like, people in KvK1 can get crazy gear. Like, you can put crazy gear on stuff. And so that's one of those things that we look to, because a lot of people were asking me, yo, Chadsky, you were garrisoning a lot. What do you garrison with? Well, look at what I've got going on. I've got a full crit set. Oh my God, what are we doing? And so just forged my greatest glory. I've got a crit silent trial. Like, we're cooking over here. There's no armaments in KvK1. This is what I was running. And of course, when I ran my marches out, they did exceptionally well. I'm going to pull those numbers up for you. And this is based on, I did a little bit of fighting at home, you know, on the iPad, but most of my fighting was here at the shop, where I'm actually running some of this stuff when it comes to the, the studio that I have, if you will. So let me pull this up. This is what this thing looked like overall. As good as that infantry gear was, my Thutmose YSG did the most amazing out of everything. You can see I got some Thutmose Ethel reports. That's when I put YSG behind Martel, or I use YSG somewhere else. Running Martel with Pyrus. Crazy reports there. You can just basically see this based on the kill point ratio. We're trading overall in the KvK at 2-to-1. Pretty easy on the kill point side of things. On the actual kills, because we're killing a lot more T4s and T3s, I'm running this thing up 9-to-1, 5-to-1. Power ratio is running pretty good. So that's what I ran. I ran a Thutmose YSG. I ran a Martel with Pyrrhus. I ran Sun Tzu with Mehmed. Mehmed at 5511 is fantastic for the field to put behind Sun Tzu. And with the gold keys, you can get quite a bit. Plus, you got Card King. You got other ways to get Mehmed. Then I ran a Martel with YSG just once. That one really doesn't count. And then I opted to run Mina with Babbers, okay? And it did really pretty good. Now, I got focused a ton. and I ran it a ton. And then at the very bottom, you see my Richard Ethel. This was my buffing and debuffing March, right? Traded to even based on power. And honestly, on KP, it's going to trade positive. But overall, that March is there to buff and debuff. But you can see Thutmose just the way to go. Thutmose YSG, and I can show you guys this from my my gear set on Thutmose. It is not, it's like full revival set, just all epic stuff. And so nothing crazy compared to this, obviously. And then I had my my cavalry gear looking something like this. I had like multiple sets of infantry gear. This is my worst one, which was still pretty good. And then kind of my second backup set. This is what I've got. And that's how this thing worked out. Had a ton of fun with this. This account is ready to go for KvK2. Now, the fun part about KvK2, even though we didn't get a huge ton of fights in KvK1, even though we did a 1v3, in KvK2, boys, we got something else going on here, and that's right here with 4030. Big Time Kingdom, that's a Scarab group. I know a lot of guys over there. Alpha Force is over there. He's our big Kraken. Alpha Force is one of my 300 members, good friend, and also in 2293 with my trap. And so 4029 is also another really good kingdom. So we're going to go to KvK2 with these guys, and we're going to go duke it out, slug it out. If you're interested in joining that, if you've started the game or got a restart going and you want to come to our kingdom between K1 and K2, our migration Discord, I'll put that link down in the description. You can check that out. But KvK2 is going to be wild. It's going to be crazy. And so from there, wanted to show you guys all this stuff. Wanted to show you the different setup with these this rally as it ran for a while. And overall, just had a ton of fun with that. Let's go look at that rally report one more time. Let's go look at that rally report one more time and give you an idea, okay? Now, when you look at the whole battle trend, this is the entire situation here, dang near a 2-to-1 trade, obviously. And then with the garrison, there's a small part of it. And then you've got the larger part of the garrison down here. So you could see doing really, really well. Look at this. We're all filling like T3s, T4s, or some T1s in there. T5s are getting filled in there, T3s. I mean, this garrison was staying pretty clean with just about all T4s and T5s. And we did the same thing on the rally side of things, okay? All T4s in the rally. You're going to see some T5s. We stayed pretty clean with T4s. I think I put mine in there at some point. I was buffing the marches, if you remember right, so I really couldn't join the rally a whole lot. We just did all T4s. Didn't matter. Still trade like this. Unbelievable. So, if you guys enjoyed this video, throw a like on here. Consider subscribing if you haven't. It doesn't cost you anything. Also, get down in my comments. Tell me what you think, as this is some early game content, having fun with it. And with that being said, fam, you guys have a great day, broskies.